Gold boxing, walking the dogs. But we're gonna talk about some good stuff. Canelo versus Crawford. Some unity I seen that was very good to see. Um, we'll get to that first. We all know that later today, Crawford is gonna face Canelo. Um, my fight prediction, I don't know. I'm going for Crawford, but as we all know, Canelo hits hard. He's a very respectable fighter. Let's not pretend like he's not. You know, he might not be my favorite, but he's a very respectable fighter with very respectable power. Even when he lost to Bivol, he was in there landing mean punches and taking shots. Only time I ever seen Canelo hurt and people will get off the subject and be ready to argue about this was when he fought pillow-handed Floyd. Floyd had his way with him. It was one round I was thinking, man, if Floyd was younger, he would have really knocked Canelo out. Because he popped him a couple times, knocked him off balance, and it did some damage to Canelo. But he regroups really good, has a good chin so far. Nobody has been able to test it. But let me tell you this. Crawford fought Mean Machine. He did get knocked down. But he had plenty of titles by that time and beat some good names. Then he fought, I think, beat up Kell Brook. Demolished him. He beat up David Benavidez's brother. Demolished him. He beat up my guy, Earl Spence. Was Earl Spence the same? He was 85, 80%. You know, he wasn't that same Earl that went over there and beat the Kell Brook. But Terrence demolished him. He beat up an old Sean Porter. Do I think Sean or Earl would have beat him in their time? Maybe so. Maybe so. He didn't fight the same Sean or Earl, you know. Sean that was his last fight before retiring. But there's a point I'm trying to make here. He's fighting a Canelo that's not that old Canelo. Now, don't get it twisted. He's still Canelo, but Canelo got at the most 5 more fights, and he's gonna call it a quits, if that. You get what I'm saying? So if there's an opportunity to defeat that person, Crawford is the one to do it. So hopefully he gets Canelo. My prediction is Crawford. But I always talk about loyalty and unity. Let me tell y'all where the boxers had loyalty with each other. And it was very respectful. See, I don't even like Canelo. But what he did, I liked yesterday. Max Kellerman, I like Max Kellerman, great analyst. He loves boxing. Blase, 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 blase. Max is somebody I can listen to all day. But for some reason, Max went out his way to start talking about how great Dana White is and how Dana White made the UFC good and how there's basketball and football and we want that and Dana White's gonna do that for boxing. We all know that the UFC fighters come over to boxing and make what they've been making their whole career in the UFC, make that in one fight in boxing. We all know that. We all know Dana White is all for himself. And them UFC fighters ain't getting nothing, but Dana White getting it all. That's how that runs. But they do fight the best. But there's no questions asked. But Dana White getting all of that. We all know that. We all know that, man. Conor made his biggest payday millions in what? Fighting, boxing, Floyd. Francis, oh man, the big heavyweight has made millions of dollars coming over to boxing. Man, them UFC fighters don't make nothing compared to them boxers. You know, their whole career, they might become a millionaire. You know, after taxes and stuff. Whereas in boxing, a lot of them making up to 3 million. The brokest one is Tio, and he's making a lot of money now if he can shut up and do what he's supposed to. So Canelo was listening to Max talking, and it hit me because I'm like, what is Max doing? And I know if it hit me like that, everybody else looking like, this is so awkward. What is Max doing? And it's like, when you look at a man and they sell out, it's like the manliness, that dog in them, that urge just leaves their body. And it's like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, it just left. And Canelo stops him right in his track. He said, boxing is good, man. Boxing is good. What you talking about? And it might not be about the best, fighting the best at that aspect. But what Canelo was saying is, we good over here. I'm the king over here. And we making money. Dana can't do no more for us than that's been done. Dana's definitely not Turkey, whether he team up with him or not. And then you hear Crawford in the back saying, Canelo ain't never lied. He ain't never lied. So they protected the sport of boxing, the name of boxing. And that was a unity come together. That was a unity come together moment that made me proud, man. That's what unity and loyalty is about. That's what's up, Canelo. Like, you gain some major respect from me, whether I know I'm a who, like, who am I to be getting Canelo's respect? But that's what I'm talking about. Because if you look at my earlier videos talking about Dana, I already told y'all that, you know, Dana gonna come and mess some things up. Now, we might get to see the best fight the best if they sign up for that league, but they gonna have to come together if they want to keep making a quarter of the money they're making, because they're sporting boxing. They're going to come together and come against Dana. And my era ain't seen too many people come together and do something. So you might see that in boxing, because I don't think them boxers, the boxers that's in there now, they're not gonna go for all that. Now the new age boxers that don't know no better, you know, they might be happy to make $1, but the ones we have now, the old school to this new generation of boxers, they ain't going for that. I'll tell you that right now. So that's my little 2 cents. I think, I don't know. My question is just how Crawford's going to adapt to them power punches. You're not going up there fighting a rookie or just a heavy-handed dude. Like, Canelo is legit. He's elite. Now, he might have pulled the illusion on us by skipping weight classes when instead of fighting the best in them, skipping to fight the has-been of the weight classes, but he still is elite. So Crawford wins. I've never seen Canelo been knocked out, but we never ever seen Earl get knocked out like that. Sean get stopped like that. I know they weren't the same, but we never seen it, and it happened. Remember, Canelo's not the young line anymore. He's becoming the old line. Gold boxing, man, can't wait. Stop that. Follow, comment, dislike, like.